7 tips that you can utilize to help you to promote your product or your service online. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from DeyTips.com, and in this video I'm sharing 7 strategies that you can implement to help you to promote your business online. As a marketing consultant, you wouldn't believe how many times I meet entrepreneurs who have incredible ideas. They have a product that they want to sell, they have a service that they want to get out there, but they just don't know where to start with regards to promoting that. And if you are in that situation, don't worry, in this video, I'm going to help you out. So my very first tip, first and foremost, and this is what I get all of my clients to do fundamentally when we first start working together, and that is to make sure you understand who your target customer is. Now, I know it sounds really elementary, and if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you will know that I speak about this a lot. And my saying is, the better you know your customer, the easier it is for you to sell to them. And that couldn't be more true. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Sam, how on earth do I get to know my target customer better? To be honest, there are tips and tricks that you can utilize to kind of research and figure out who is your target customer and what questions they are asking the internet. And one of the great websites is actually answerthepublic.com. You can actually search for queries within answerthepublic.com, and that website will actually give you loads of different suggestions as to content and keywords that people are actively asking the internet. And you can potentially provide answers to those questions within your niche. But sometimes it's actually even simpler than that. And I always tell people to think about if you know anyone in your circles who would fit your target customer. So whatever product or service you are offering, do you know anyone who would potentially benefit or enjoy the product or service that you are offering? Now, you don't need to go to that person and sell them your product or your service. Now, they might be interested in buying it, but what you want to focus on is actually trying to figure out what goes through that person's mind. Ask them questions like, what alternatives are they using? Maybe it's a skin cream and it's anti-aging, and you know someone who buys that type of product. Ask them what products that they currently use. Ask them if there's any content on YouTube or on Instagram that they follow that also helps with their skincare routine. Chances are, if you can gather this information from them, you can figure out what questions your target customers have, and you can really get into their minds and see what's going on. Also, you want to think about what celebrities or influencers are within your niche. So for example, if you sell some sort of vegan product, what vegan influencers are out there and what topics are they talking about that's getting a lot of attention? Can you also commentate on those topics as well and be on the same platforms? Now, you might just use that as data, but you might also want to directly work with some of these influencers as well, and that can be a great way to boost and get your company out there. Another thing to consider is joining Facebook groups. You wouldn't believe how good Facebook groups are to really trying to learn and understand more about your target customers. I do it all of the time. I'm constantly in business Facebook groups, just trying to figure out what people react to, what questions they have, what issues, what concerns they have. And you should be doing the same as well. You don't have to sell your product or services within these groups. You might want to, it might be profitable for you, but even just moderating the group and looking through the posts that get a lot of interaction and kind of just seeing what needs, wants and desires your potential customers might have. So again, if you're selling some sort of vegan product, then join some vegan groups within Facebook and see what the popular topics are, see what people are speaking about. And you might want to create that kind of content on your social media platforms. You might want to put that into a video format as well. And there might be online forums as well that you can join for a similar reason. See what is popular in those groups, see what people are talking about, and you can use that to your advantage to really start understanding who your target customer is and what it is that they need from you. My second tip to promoting your business online is to figure out what your budget is for your marketing. Now, this is a key one because it's going to determine what approach you're going to take to your marketing. So if you're literally on a shoestring budget and you don't have more or less any money at all to market, then I would recommend some of my paid marketing tips and strategies to try and get people to your website for free. I speak about a lot of these strategies in the formula, which is behind me. I'll also leave a link to it in the description down below. It's completely free to download this. And in that formula, I touch on some of the ways that you can actually drive people to your website without spending any upfront money. So one of those ways is search engine optimization, and that is basically the art of ranking your website in the major search engines such as Google, Yahoo, and Bing for keywords that you know your potential customer might be typing in to search for products or services that you might have on your website. So developing a really good SEO strategy is somewhat of a longer term thing. It can take a little bit of a while for you to develop a SEO friendly website and for you to actually start ranking for the keywords that you desire. And it's not going to necessarily bring immediate traffic to your site, but if you do work on it consistently and you work on building the authority for your website, then it can actually bring organic traffic back to your website on a consistent basis. You also have things like YouTube marketing. So if you're good on camera, then you might want to create YouTube video content. And this type of content is similar to SEO for your website as well, in that YouTube is a search engine and it's the second largest search engine in the world at that. So if you create search friendly content around the topics that your potential customer might be actually searching for or researching for, then this could be a great way to actually reach your target customers. And not only that, but more and more video content is starting to actually appear in the natural search results within Google. So you might actually increase your chances of showing up for competitive keywords in Google if you're creating video content. And you also have social media marketing. So obviously being on platforms such as Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest can also help you to actually build a following of your potential customers and drive those followers to your website to actually go and make buying decisions. When it comes to social media marketing, you want to make sure that you're actually putting out valuable content that will actually benefit your target customer. So this kind of brings us back to my first point of really understanding who your target customer is. But if you're posting content and you know your target customer is on LinkedIn, for example, you want to think about what type of content would interest someone who is your target customer on LinkedIn. Can you create interesting posts? Can you create engaging posts? Can you create content that will attract them to want to follow you, to want to read your articles, to want to watch your videos, and so on and so forth? If you're creating great content, then this is a great way to attract your target customers, who are then a lot more likely to go and make a buying decision on your website. My third tip, once you've figured out what your budget is to then go ahead and start thinking about what platforms you want to market on. Now, I speak about a range of different marketing methods on this YouTube channel, from SEO to pay-per-click to Instagram and Facebook ads, but I actually recommend that you only focus on two, especially when just starting out. If you can, I recommend using one paid marketing strategy and one free marketing strategy to focus on. So for example, you might have done your research and figured out that your target customers are on LinkedIn, but they are also on Instagram. So you might want to actually create a paid marketing strategy for Instagram, and you might want to create a free marketing strategy for LinkedIn. And even once you have decided on the platforms that you want to create content on, you then want to start thinking about what form of content do you want to create. Do you want to create video content? Do you want to create a podcast? Do you want to create image type content, or do you want to write more article style content? Now, what content you create is going to really come down to what your skill level is. So you might be really great on camera, for example. So I would advise doing video content. But if you are a really great writer, then I recommend blogging. My fourth tip is actually to start thinking about lead magnets, a way to actually get people as leads for your business. Now, building an email list or a database for your business is a great idea, and I have a whole playlist on this YouTube channel about email marketing, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. But if you are an e-commerce brand, then you might want to give away a 10% discount for your products for people who actually register and sign up to your email list. If you offer some sort of service, then you might have a free giveaway, for example, that you utilize to get people's names and email addresses on your website. But I highly recommend having something or some way of getting people's names and email addresses so that you can utilize that to your advantage with your marketing efforts. Now, email is not just a great way to kind of communicate with your customers by emailing them, but it's also a great way to actually use that data to your advantage when you start doing paid marketing. So you can actually upload your email list to websites like Facebook and also YouTube as well when you start doing these forms of paid marketing, and you can advertise specifically to your email list and also create lookalike audiences as well, which can be very lucrative and can help your paid marketing campaigns to become more profitable. And this leads me on to my tip number 5, which is to have some sort of retargeting strategy for your website. Now, the two main retargeting strategies would be email marketing and also pixel retargeting. So not everybody who comes to your website for the very first time is going to make a purchase. So you want to figure out a way to get people back to your website at a later date to hopefully make a buying decision. So like I mentioned, email is a great way to do this. If you can actually have some sort of lead magnet or some sort of incentive for people to leave their email addresses when they come to your website, then that can actually be a great way to bring people back to your site later on down the line. But you can actually do pixel retargeting as well. You've probably seen this, for example, when you go to Amazon and you look at a pair of shoes, but you decide for whatever reason not to buy. But then you go onto other platforms and you're constantly seeing these shoes everywhere you go. This is because you have been pixel retargeted, and you can do the same thing on your website as well using either the Google Pixel or the Facebook pixel. I've done a few videos on how to utilize these pixels on your website already and a few tutorials, and I'll leave those in the description down below, but I will be doing more. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel if you're not already, so you don't miss when those videos go live. So my tip number 6 is actually to do with your product or your service. You want to make sure that you are providing a high quality product or a high quality service. Now, I know that this sounds obvious, but it's something that people often forget. Your product or your service is marketing in itself. And not only will having a great product actually bring new clients your way, but also it can actually encourage people to recommend and refer your business to other people. And this leads me nicely on to my tip number 7, which is a focus on customer retention. You want to focus not necessarily just on getting new customers and new people buying your product or investing in your service, but you want to focus on how can you retain the people who have already bought from you in the past. Sometimes your best customers and your most profitable customers are not the ones who buy from you just once and never buy again, but it's those who actually consistently buy, maybe every month, maybe every 6 months, maybe once a year, or maybe they just buy once but refer your business to a lot of their friends and family members. So you want to put your focus on making sure people are coming back to your site on a consistent basis and doing business with you. So I hope that these tips brought you value. If you have any questions at all, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try and help as many of you as possible. I also have the formula, which is the free guide to generating leads and sales online for your business. As you can see, there's a copy of it behind me, but I'll also leave a copy in the description down below and somewhere on this screen. So make sure you go and grab your copy, completely free. But I really do hope that this video brought you value, and if it did, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. If you have any additional questions or comments, then leave them for me in the comment section. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Have a great day. Make sure you download the formula, and I'll see you soon.